Good evening, ladies and gents. Back with another Conquerors Blade video. This time around, we're going to be looking at the CBL absolute shit show that is happening currently for Conquerors Blade. Before I get into it, though, please hit that sub button, hit that like button, hit that share button, all that lovely fan-doobie-tastic stuff, and we'll get stuck straight into this. So, straight off the bat, I want to make it very clear I am not part of CBL, whether as a player, whether as a caster, or anything, so none of this actually directly impacts me. However, there has been an absolute shit show on the Discord over the last couple of days because of rule changes and just a total lack of communication, transparency, and just everything about CBL, and it has, for less of a better phrase, annoyed a lot of people very, very quickly and very, very significantly. So this all started off with obviously the CBL being the biggest kind of official tournament that the Conquerors Blade are running, and there have been a few in the past couple of years. There has always been issues with them. They have always had a few issues or problems here and there, but they seem to have kind of, or they should have kind of learned from this kind of stuff by now, but apparently they haven't, and apparently things are getting even worse. So firstly, the wild cards. So apparently they were promising certain teams and certain people that they were not going to have to get enough points to actually become part of the CBL because they would be a wild card team and all the rest of it. That actually turned out to be totally untrue, and unfortunately certain staff members were apparently lying to people, and a lot of teams actually were let down by this because they didn't bother actually grinding out the points required, and they therefore cannot actually join into CBL, which has affected both sides of the tournament, and I know has annoyed a lot of people already. 4 days before the tournament, then the rule changes to 780 leadership, full doctrines, which, yeah, is not a big kind of rule change, but it's still a fairly significant one to be announcing 4 days before the tournament. A couple hours then before the tournament server is missing half the doctrines, it's all bugged, all the rest of it. There are certain people that can't actually join. 1 day before the tournament, they reset the server. New players got swapped in because banned players couldn't access and all the rest of it. The whole banned players thing was a big issue as well, because if you have been banned, and I think it was even off the Discord at any point, then you weren't able to play and things like that. Take that with a pinch of salt. I couldn't exactly find out what happened there, but I know there was a big thing a few days ago about banned players and everything like that, so I know that annoyed a lot of people as well. But the biggest thing that's really caused this controversy very, very quickly is 4 hours before the tournament started, they made it that the most OP unit in the game right now was totally not in the game. Like, this, bearing in mind, doesn't sound like a big kind of issue, but it is a massive issue because teams would have been practicing, they would have been prepping, they would have been scrimming, and they would have been using the Spartans as a very key unit in all of their plans. To have this announced 4 hours before the opening game that this unit was now banned, and even at the time of this announcement, a lot of people were still at school, they were still at work, and I know a lot of people went into the first match totally unaware that Spartans had been banned and they could not use them because of due to apparently server lag, although that is an issue in itself because that has been raised many times and just totally ignored, unfortunately. But it is just an absolute shit show of poor communication, poor transparency, and it personally, again, the CBL stuff has no direct impact on me whatsoever, but personally, it is very annoying to see a company that keeps promising better transparency and better communication. They seem to be fucking nosediving worse and worse and worse, and you can probably tell just how annoyed I'm starting to get because most of my videos I do not bother including swearing in. I have no other better way of kind of debating or kind of talking about this because it is more effort at this point for them to mess this up than it is to just run it properly. And the fact that there's only certain community managers which are stepping up to the plate and trying to answer questions, but then also saying themselves they cannot officially answer the questions, is a bit of a scary place to be, because right now, if your community managers are not able to kind of function in properly in their job role, there is no point in having them. And there are unfortunately certain community managers that are not doing anything whatsoever. There have been many timeouts on the Discord again today, which are just totally unnecessary because, yes, there was a bit of a shit show on the Discord earlier, but I didn't see anybody go over the top. But a lot of people were timed out for their actions, given 7-day kind of warnings and things like this. And unfortunately, at this point, censoring the issue is actually making it worse. You guys and girls in the dev team need to really start picking your shit up and actually deciding if you want this game to have a future or not, because it is very, very quickly nosediving into the fucking floor. There is nothing at the minute other than CBL, which you seem to be pushing and heavily marketing, and even the CBL part of things that has really, it's just gone to shit. So I'm really confused as to how Conquerors Blade is going to recover from this. I am very confused and a little bit dubious about how and if it is even going to recover anyway. But this is, unfortunately, it is months and months and months of the same old stuff, and it has just all come to a front very, very quickly, and unfortunately has affected a lot of people. Something else to mention as well, the previous CBL and a couple of tournaments that have happened, prizes that should have been delivered almost half a year ago still haven't been delivered either, so that's another issue which is annoying people, which I just wanted to mention right at the end. I'm going to leave the video there though. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. This one's a little bit more of a moany one than normal, but judging by what everybody is kind of saying and how everybody is feeling on the Discord, I think it's a pretty fair show of what is currently going on in the community. I have not had any official response from anybody, even though I asked 3 times earlier today, so that obviously shows you, well, take from that what you will in what it shows you from, unfortunately, the official side of things, but I'm sure we will have a very wishy-washy official announcement in the next few days explaining that they will do better and they will try better and all the rest of it, and then unfortunately things will keep on happening. But unfortunately that's all we've got to go, and I'm sure this will be happening in the next couple of days. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, all that lovely fan-dooby-tastic stuff, and I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.